God, your eyes go in different directions there.
Yeah.
Sorry about him.
I was told to do my eye exercises in the morning. When I walk the dogs, I do my eye exercise. And doing that one...
For those listening only at home, Mark is doing weird stuff with his eyes.
Not weird, just looking as far as I can to my left, far to my right, far down. But when I look up, it releases out my neck tension.
Mm.
There's a lot to do with vestibular and...
It's big words. It's very early this morning. We're recording this quite early this morning, so there's a lot of big words coming out early.
Well, these are the
Better
first
than last
words
week.
we spoke, apart from what time did you wake up?
Better than last week when you called me a prostitute because I was wearing red lipstick.
I didn't call you a prostitute.
You did.
No, I said you look like a prostitute.
Well, pretty much the same thing.
But it's a fact. Well, not that you're a prostitute.
Brilliant. Anyway, welcome to Not Another Couples Podcast. Week number 465, 3 zillion million.
Sweaty.
It's quite warm, isn't it, again? It's been the heat wave has continued.
I find it amazing now. It's a bit like being on holiday. You know when you open the curtains on holiday?
Yeah.
And it's blue sky. It's like, I expected it. I say, I don't mind. I'm lucky I've got an aircon gym, but obviously I spend quite a lot of time at the track and it's pretty hot and sticky there. But I'm always hot and sticky. So now everyone else is hot and sticky. But I quite... I
know we've become a bit like nonchalant about the heat wave, I think. Whereas everybody, it's when it drops to about 25 now. This is obviously we're sort of in the south of England, sort of southwest of England. So if you're anywhere else in the country, it's not quite as hot.
Or southwest France.
Well, yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. But like literally, south of England, southwest of England has been unbelievably warm for how long? 3 more weeks?
Yeah, when did they officially call it a heat wave? Was it after 2 weeks?
We sort of had this like blurb first week, which was always a massive shock because we're always like, you go from like normal weather to like 35 degrees like within a couple of days and everybody's like, what is going on? And also we've talked about this before, but we're not really set up for, nobody really has aircon in their houses. We don't really know how to cool our houses properly. We know how to heat them or try to heat them, but obviously, I was chatting yesterday to someone about it, like having aircon in your house is really expensive. I mean, people are struggling enough with trying to pay bills as it is.
Yeah.
And then heating your house is really expensive.
Yeah.
So the extremes, it's like trying to,
But I was saying to Flynn the other day where the golf course is like, obviously the greens are green and the rest is just like arid. And I was saying, I think this will be norm for you now, Flynn. I know this is a bit of a freak year. I don't think every year is going to be like this from now on. But... It's like...
But I think, like you say, it is the extreme. So there's a lot in the news. Obviously, there's been in the news recently. Is like you mentioned, the wildfires in
La Canal down in southwest France.
In France and also in Spain.
Yeah, a bit more north in Madrid.
Yeah. So, but obviously, it's getting closer now to Bordeaux in France.
Yes.
They're getting a bit twitchy.
40 degrees. We've got a client who was in the class yesterday. She's going down to Biarritz, which is okay, but it's like 40 degrees.
So 300,000 people have been evacuated from France and Spain from particular areas where it's very dangerous, obviously. I mean, we only hear about it here, I think, because it's only like some Brits are affected. No one gives a shit in the news really about France or Spain normally. It's more, it's some Brit and their second home or their lovely...
Yeah, but I think that's the...
I'm just saying, the stuff where I was like looking up some stuff, like trying to get a bit more in, detail about it, because I've sort of heard wildfires, but I didn't know exactly where it was. I don't know how many people. And I like to know these things, as you know, I like to look stuff up.
I see.
And all the reports that you see, all the interviews are with a Brit whose home is like whatever, or they try and make it relatable, I suppose. But it was a French person speaking. There'd be people here would just be like, oh, that's not very nice for them, but
Yeah, well, it's a whole, not Schadenfreude, but it's like,
well, it's not affecting us. Yeah, it's
not
us because it's a French person or a Spanish person who lives in that country. But when it's like a Brit abroad, whether they live there permanently or
Venezuelan earthquakes and things like that. Was it Venezuela? It was Venezuela.
But any sort of international news like that. I mean, we're a little bit better than America, but as far as like our external culture, because we are part of Europe and there is a bit of a gap and we do understand a bit more about Europe.
Part of Europe? Are we?
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean the heatwave, like I said, Wendy, our mate, garden designer, everyone's having to change the plants we use now. I know this is just a small detail, but as you said, heating in the house is I mean, it's what, £8,000 to put an air conditioning unit into a room or something. That's a lot of money.
So they're saying the fires started because of extremes. So we had a very, very wet winter. So climate change created a lot more vegetation growing, a lot more areas to burn. When you have the flip side, when it's just been dry and arid, you like that word, don't you? Dry and arid. Is dry and arid, or you just say arid?
I think you could just stick with arid.
I'm gonna bulk it up and go dry and arid.
Arid. I think yes.
So that's why there's a lot of more. I mean, we've seen it, we've witnessed it from afar when we were in Australia.
Yes. Well, do you remember the big? Well, you won't remember because you're so young. The big storms of '88, whatever it was. Do you know why they were so devastating in the UK?
Why?
What time of year was it? Do you remember?
Autumn.
Yes. So the leaves hadn't fallen off the trees. So normally we get storms in winter when there's no leaves on most deciduous trees in the UK. So the wind blows through the tree, but because all the leaves were still on the tree, so many trees got blown over. Because the leaves block and becomes like a
wall.
A wall.
A wall.
Yeah. So it's a bit like you saying this wet, damp,
yeah, so very
moist.
wet winter, lots of vegetation, lots more areas, a lot of hand gestures today.
But I wonder if it's going to be a thing of the norm, or is this just a little blip?
But there seems to be, I don't know, it's because I think there is definitely more awareness of like flooding, extremes of weather.
Yeah.
You know, in places that you wouldn't normally expect it.
But Sophie, our client, whatever journalist, has just done a big trek out in Chamonix.
Right.
And well, the Italian Alps, and she did some of the Chamonix. And she found that she was in Chamonix in 1988, 89 for a school trip or something, and had a picture of the Mer de Glace, the big glacier, and where it was then. And then she took exactly the same photo now, and the glaciers just disappeared.
Well, we've been out there, and you said it. Whatever the rate of decline was, or evaporation, it's.
Are there people still saying there isn't global warming? Are there still people that are adamant that it's not us that have done this?
Oh, I'm sure there are. They're probably all Trump supporters.
We had Jehovah's Witnesses to the door.
Oh, Mark was very excited.
Yeah, eternal happiness. They
well, actually, you weren't. We weren't remotely involved.
I was naked upstairs.
You just had a shower, probably, but
no, you were just
naked upstairs. Okay.
Yeah.
And Flynn was downstairs, and we were like, "Can you just open the door?" Because the doorbell goes, and they just forget or ignore it. Think someone else is going to do it.
The magic door.
So he sort of opened the door, and he just goes, "Thank you," and then closed it again. We're like, "What was it?" Thinking it was just like a delivery or something. And he's got this leaflet. He's going, "What is this?" I said, "Okay, Jehovah's Witnesses at home, forgive us, but..."
What's amazing is they're
huge
taking over Twickenham Stadium for 3 days.
Huge.
Well, I didn't know Jehovah's Witness was that big.
Yeah, well, we know someone who is, from Flynn's previous school. I'm just cleaning my glasses in case you're wondering what that clickety-clack is. And yeah, I mean, they're obviously constantly recruiting or trying to spread the word.
But they did offer me eternal happiness.
Yeah.
Which I was showing Amber every time she was getting angry. Eternal happiness. I might take it on holiday.
It's been confiscated, I think.
No, it's by my bed.
Is it?
Yes.
Jesus.
Well, I want eternal happiness.
Jesus. Literally.
Yes.
Is it Jesus? I don't actually know. To be honest, I don't know.
It is a form of Christianity.
Which surprised me, because then they don't celebrate Christmas or...
Well, Christmas is not a form of Christianity. Is it? Easter is, and all of that ting. Father Christmas.
Yeah, but they don't celebrate birthdays.
Good.
So it's like you just arrive.
Immaculate Conception.
Did you arrive?
Plopped out.
Anyway.
So
lots of stuff going on environmentally. So
yes,
if you are dealing with the heat, it's ongoing.
I just think we were talking about this the other day. What's the worst job in this heat wave? I think being a chef, because the kitchens are already hot. That must be tough. Road laying. Oof. I was speaking to 2 guys who were tarmacking outside a house the other day. Just get used to it. Just get on with it, I guess. But
I suppose if you know you're just going to be sweating and hot. I suppose it's like, I don't know. It's like you going coaching at the track, and you know you're going to be sweaty and hot and outside.
Yeah, we had 3 athletes at one competition get heat stroke. You know, just you don't realise at the time, but then they get home and they got, you know, stinking headaches and blurred vision, and that's quite common. So there must be lots of people doing that, especially. Well, I think I don't know if they've cancelled well, there's no sports on at the moment apart from track. Like football's not. It's not football season. It's not rugby season.
Yeah. So
hockey, do hockey play over summer? No, hockey don't play over summer. So the only kind of official.
Cricket.
Yeah, cricket.
Croquet. Talking of that, Summer of Sports was your title. Summer of Sports. There's been a lot going on. So obviously we've had World Cup football. Boom. Job done. Tick.
Tick. The Nations Cup rugby.
That's all done.
This part of it, so and then they all come over here.
So we've done the go to the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, apart from Fiji, who don't have a ground. So Fiji played at Aston Villa or something bizarre.
And then they all come over here and play in the autumn. Is that right?
That is correct.
I'm so down with my sports. And then you were watching, obviously got into, if you're into cycling, and even if you're not, it's the latter stages are always dramatic and entertaining.
The Tour de France. I mean, they changed the last stage because of the fires.
Yeah, because of the fires.
So they made it shorter, but what they did, and I think it was a huge success, because it didn't just make it a procession. The last day is normally a procession. So you got the yellow jersey leading it, and it's very rare for them to lose their position and so on. But they changed the route, so they had 3 climbs up Montmartre in France, which like 10% at the top. And so suddenly you had, it wasn't just about the sprinters. And so, what's his name? Pogacar, I can never say his name, went ahead with Van Poel or whatever. And it was just extremely exciting and really, really iconically French and Parisian.
They do take them off on like cobbles and like gravel roads and things like that, which is just...
The crashes.
Carnage.
But you saw them, they're going up a hill, so it's like the hill in France.
Thin tyre.
So I'm going up that hill in France, and I'm... Well, you know, it's like, you know when you're going really slow and your little computer on your bike starts turning off because it thinks you've stopped.
Or my zone heart rate belt stops.
They go 35 kilometres an hour. It's phenomenal.
That's similar to me.
But then they interviewed
on an electric bike.
Our British cyclist, Pidcock, came 9th overall in the general classification. And they said, oh, how come you weren't in the final group of sprint? He was like, I'm fucking knackered. It was really good, it was really honest, but it's brutal.
I mean, they do look very, very emaciated, obviously, by the end of it.
But they had that pro cyclist interviewed at the end who was very good at what country he's from, who obviously just looks healthy and normal because he's retired from the sport.
He's recovered and actually able to eat normally and train normally. It's just extremes. You can see them. It's just mind over matter because their bodies are just like that, machines almost, like robots by the end of it.
So they find it so difficult to fuel themselves in the evenings to catch up.
Yeah, because they're so tired, probably feeling sick because they're so knackered and lactic and all the things that kick in.
And then they were getting woken up. A couple of them got woken up at 2 a.m. for bloods. I'm like, really? Why 2 a.m. when they're trying to recover? Imagine
How long is the tour? Is it 2 weeks?
21 stages, is it?
No, so 3 weeks, pretty much.
I think it's 21 stages. Sprint stages. Hill climb, yeah.
And then the other big thing that's happening, which not many people are able to tune into because it's not on mainstream TV, is the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, so I was trying to get it on the gym TV, and I thought it was Channel 5, but I think they just show the highlights.
Channel 5 is 10 p.m. highlights.
Right, so TNT or whatever.
TNT Sports.
So athletics has started. I can't find any of it. I do think it's a really good grounding. People go, oh, why do we still have the Commonwealths? There's certain athletes who perhaps couldn't quite make the GB team but can make their national team.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was saying. I haven't tuned into a lot of it yet, but there's it's exactly that. There's an opportunity for other people to compete for like Jersey or Guernsey or smaller countries or smaller sort of parts of the Commonwealth and Wales, and just be given that opportunity to compete at a high level and be recognised for what they do.
Because we watched.
So Glasgow this year, so obviously Australia pulled out.
Yeah, for financial
reasons. Glasgow have been able to do it for about a quarter of the cost, apparently.
But they've reduced it right.
So there were 19 sports.
And now we've got
10.
Has it?
Would you like to know what they are? Because I wrote them
Let me play the game.
Okay, let's do the game.
So athletics I know about. Athletics, basketball, weightlifting, swimming, gymnastics. Have I said netball?
Yep.
Netball, that's 6. Hockey? No hockey. Bowls. Yes. I've got one more. No, I haven't. I've got
Yeah,
three
come
more. Badminton.
No.
Off-ground it.
Think martial art.
Karate. Judo.
Judo. So that's it. So the things are, I'll read them out. So it's not normal basketball. It's 3 on 3 basketball.
Saw that with the big squad.
And wheelchair basketball. Gymnastics, athletics and para-athletics.
Yes, please.
Bowls, para bowls.
Yes, please.
Boxing,
boxing.
Cycling, but track cycling only, and para.
Oh, there is track cycling.
Track cycling, judo, netball, swimming, para swimming, weightlifting, and para powerlifting.
Nice.
The sports that aren't in it.
That are normally in it. Hockey, badminton, beach volleyball, cricket, rugby sevens, squash. Rugby sevens is normally in it.
Table tennis, triathlon,
played table tennis
wrestling. But obviously linked to swimming, there's no diving. So it's only swimming. Gymnastics is artistic gymnastics, not rhythmic gymnastics.
You would be a bit gutted if you were a decent
cycling, no road cycling or mountain biking. So they've been selected obviously to bring down the cost, which is understandable. But I think in some ways it's quite good because it's highlighting other sports that you don't normally get to see or would normally get a highlight because it'd be overridden by the diving or the cycling or some of the other ones. I just think I mean, having people doing... I mean, we watched a bit of the 3x3 basketball and that was actually quite interesting because it was like...
Totally different rules. I didn't quite get what was going on.
No, it was a bit more like
apart
street
big
basketball.
Scott, who was scary. He was a big boy.
Massive.
Yeah, I mean, the others were obviously big as well, but he just looked like... he looked like a rugby player.
Yeah, I didn't understand the rules particularly, but it's a bit more like street...
It seemed to just be continuous, which was great. Very fast.
Stuff. But yeah.
But yeah, so very good.
But that's the thing, not many people knew. My mum loves watching sport on TV, but she doesn't have...
Obviously, we only even talk about cricket.
The other channels. So, for her, she'd probably have to watch it on Channel 5 or catch up or highlights somewhere. But whereas if it was on, normal BBC or ITV, she'd watch it all day long.
English gymnast who landed on his head, who's okay, he's had an MRI, I think he was English. Landed directly on his head off the high bars.
Which is amazing. I don't know how he didn't put his hands down. It's just so fast.
I didn't see it. We saw other athletes fall off and land on their bum but and obviously the cricket season. Then you got European athletics as well, happening very soon after the Commonwealth.
Where's that?
That is in Birmingham. Is it Birmingham?
So we're like hosting everything here.
Yeah, we're hosting everything. So the Europeans, when we went to the Diamond League in the Olympic Park, UK athletics has changed. It's kind of reduced. Anyway, they are becoming profitable, but they're now less dependent on TV rights, so they can now advertise other events. So they were advertising the Europeans, and apparently the Europeans now they've had to put in more temporary seating because they've sold out, which is a good thing. So,
if you were going to do a sport in the Commonwealth, the ones we've listed, that's not athletics, bowls. Lawn bowls. You think you'd be good at lawn bowls?
Really good. I'm quite flexible, as you know. So that lunge position at the start and just holding it.
Are you not thinking of curling?
No, I'm thinking bowl. When they first just bowl and they stay there for a bit.
I don't think they lunge.
So
they are lawn bowls.
They're in a slight curtsy.
Most of the people we round here who do lawn bowls are about 65.
Well, I'd like to mix it up with a 57-year-old.
You're not 57.
But I will be when I take it up. No, what sport would I do? I would like to be good at. Like to be more skillful on a basketball court. I did it for a bit because when I was out in France, all the Oklahomians who were out in France with
Americans.
I used to play basketball with them, so we used to play twice a week, and we got a bit better. Rene, he could dunk. Jules was impressive. I could touch the rim. Bit rude.
Taking it down that hole again, literally.
Very good. Yes, I think. So I'm reading Mark Foster's book.
Swimmer.
Which is talking about
swimmer, for those that don't know.
He was the fastest in the world at 15. For 50 metres. It was a new event then, the 50 metre free. In the UK, sorry.
Right.
No, I think he said it was a world record. Anyway, so, because most pools were 25 back then, I think. But he was talking about there's no money in swimming. Just you did it for the love of it. You rocked up and liked being part of the team.
It is hardcore swimming training. We've got friends who, sons are doing, well, the whole rest of the family of some of them have done swimming, but the boys are now doing triathlon. And it's every morning.
What I don't
5
get,
a.m.
and he was talking about this, is when he first started training, there was no segregation if you're a sprinter or an endurance athlete. You just length after length.
Yeah.
He then went to Millfield, and I think it
School.
was the English swimming coach who was at Millfield as well. And then suddenly there was a separation from the type of event that you did to the training that you did.
Yeah.
We say because you'd expect that. You know, on the track, you don't train sprinters.
I know, but I remember, obviously near that level, but swimming, you just got in and did.
It
didn't matter
10-second recovery.
I mean, we were obviously kids, so you didn't do the longer races back then anyway, so much. It was tended to be, 50 metre or 100 metre max stuff.
Medleys and all of that stuff.
Individual medleys and things like that. But you wouldn't necessarily do specific. You would do specific stroke training. But I used to compete in backstroke, but I didn't really get to practice that much because most of the time you're just doing freestyle. You're just doing. Yeah. It's like I suppose being a marathon runner and all you just run. You don't do any intervals, you don't do, you literally just run, because that's what you do. But you were talking about some of the athletes now doing this, because I asked you again, I've forgotten what feet training. So some of the athletes are starting to do stuff on bikes.
Well, the M11 training squad, who've become quite famous now, Keely Hodgkinson and Hunter Bell, there was pictures of them when they're out, and I think they go up to Fort Romano, which is altitude pre-season. And there was lots of shots of them in cycling kit. They look like pro cyclists. And so we've all said the heart doesn't know what it's doing. It only knows how hard it's working. So if you're trying to condition the heart and build your fitness, okay, there's the mechanics of running, that's different. But if you're just trying to build your cardiovascular fitness, why smash yourself on the track constantly? So a lot of the Jamaicans will do all that. I know the grass is hard there, but they do most of their training on grass. So Connor, who's out at Texas State, they don't wear spikes until race day. They have race trainers, but yeah, so they just train off feet. It doesn't smash you up. And rugby boys are starting to do.
I think also, different countries were genetically made very differently. Obviously, the Kenyans and stuff are very light, lithe.
Do you know what the most important thing for an endurance athlete, in terms of body type?
No.
Small calves.
Oh, I was going to say. Oh, okay.
So you want small calves. They did an experiment. And
like a gazelle.
They put so they got strong tendons, but they put tiny little weights, ankle weights on people. We're talking tiny grams, and then looked at running efficiency. And so if you look at the Kenyans, Ethiopians...
That's why I can't run very far.
No, that's
I've got very big calves.
So yeah, it's because if you think of it, it's like a weight at the end of a pendulum.
It's weighing me down, my calves. Weighing me down, that's what it is.
So that's the reason why you can't run.
Yeah. I can run.
And then Flynn was saying the other day, we played golf Friday night, was it? And there was the pro and another mate of his that came past, we let them through. And one of the guys, Flynn Cunningham knows, he's a +4 handicap, very good, trying to make it pro. Mm-hmm. And Flynn said, I don't think I'd want to be a very good golfer because it's so individual. And this is what that Mark Foster was saying. It's such a lonely sport.
Well, it's antisocial. You can't have it. That's why I was doing swimming, gymnastics, ballet, trampolining, all of that before about the age of 11.
Kiss chase.
10, 11. And the swimming was fine and I could do it and did a few early morning sessions and started to, ramp it all up a bit. But I was then also doing gymnastics. But the swimming was really boring to me because you can't have a chat. Can't have a chat when you're swimming, really, can you?
Difficult.
Very difficult, because you have, moments...
You could every time you come up for a breath.
But, but who can talk to?
Well, you've got to time it with your mate next to you in the lane.
No one's next to you. You're following people. It's up, down.
Right.
And the coaches occasionally will yell at you or poke you with something. You all right?
Do yesterday. You could do it.
Just choking on loads of water. But at the end, when you're doing recovery, you're literally on clock watching and you go again. It's a minute.
Those swimming clocks.
Yeah, you let it go, right, a minute, off you go again, minute, go, or 30 seconds, go. And then you've got to be just clock watching. You haven't got time to chat to anyone.
No chatting.
Whereas gymnastics was a bit more interactive and social and while you're waiting your turn, or you're warming up, or you're doing your splits or whatever, you can have a little bit of a social as well, which was much more interesting. I mean, it's still intense, but
Did you ever? Your dad was in badminton, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's how my mum and dad met, I think, a badminton club.
Yeah.
So that was the big, that was like, well, back in the 70s, people didn't have
squash
gyms and like hikes and CrossFit and all that stuff.
You'd play,
yeah, squash.
You go to the leisure centre.
Yeah, or you'd have squash, badminton, swimming, I suppose.
Keep fit classes.
Yeah, scarf wafting.
Scarf wafting?
That's what I used to call keep fit classes.
Oh. Why, do you have to wear a scarf?
Well, no, it was a bit wafty. My first experiences of keep fit classes, I was probably about 16.
16.
And I've been doing gymnastics and all these like explosive sports, and then you turn up and there's a bunch of old women in leotards.
Mostly only 35.
Doing what I would class as scarf wafting. They used to do, so the big keep fit thing they did at the Albert Hall, that we, as my aerobics team, we went to do our performance of our routine, like the extreme level of what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it was like hundreds of these women. So our next one over one, Josh's grandma.
Yes.
She was part of that, and it was, I call it scarf wafting because that's pretty much some of what they did. They'd have scarves and it'd all be like like formation,
scarf
wafting stuff.
There we are.
Not taking anything away from them. It's just not for me.
Well, so yes, what other sports are going on? There must be others. Obviously, there's lots of others. But we're not quite in the rugby team.
So our friend's daughter just came back from competing in the World Lacrosse Championships.
Yes, they did well. Italy did really well.
Yeah, she plays for Italy, and in the D2 level, so there's D1, D2. Is there a D3 or is it just D1, D2?
I don't know.
So they won, which was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Very exciting.
And then, it's soon, Jeff was saying that's the first Premier League game. Because Wolves now, he's Wolves, isn't he? No,
he's
Hull. Hull City have gone up, haven't they? So they're in the Premiership and they're playing Man
I don't know, I'm nodding as though I know, I don't know.
But it's really soon. It's like...
Well, I think that's what... So our friend Duncan, who's a Sky Sports cameraman, he always takes off, is it June? Mid-June to mid-July?
Yeah.
Because that's when...
Nothing's happening
for sort of Premiership sport and high-level sport stuff that he normally covers. I mean, he tends to go to do the sort of before and after interviews and stuff anyway, rather than matches itself. But back in the day...
Well, I look like Jurgen Klopp.
So we did take a photo of you a few years ago. I think Amber just got her first pair of glasses or something.
Mum, no, Granny, just kept calling me Jurgen Klopp.
So I had to find the photo, and then she just trashed your teeth.
Yeah, said my teeth were whiter.
Said that Jurgen's were whiter.
Yeah, and then the other relative said I looked like Charles Dance, who bizarrely enough, I went to go and meet because they wanted me to play him as a younger man.
But you were too old.
No, the film never went ahead apparently.
Oh, okay. This was before I met you, wasn't
it? Yeah, 90. I was with Matt on Albemarle Street, and we trained his agent or something. Yeah, so I met Charles Dance. He was just a very polite...
What did he say to you?
Hello.
Anything else?
He goes, oh, there is a similarity. And that was about it, really. This is very good looking.
What would you have had to do? Act?
Apparently.
You hadn't done acting?
I can put my hand to anything. Put my hand to anything.
All the other actors.
I have done acting, actually. I did that Worm documentary.
That's presenting, that's not acting.
It's not acting.
It's not acting, it's presenting. Well, we could go back.
My married life.
It's just all an act, is it? All an act. Well, you could go back to your school play because you were at an all-boys school and you had to play a girl. Funnily enough, you got... Did you put yourself forward for that role?
Yes.
Or did you get auditioned and selected?
No, I put myself forward as the only guy that would be
And you still remember your...
And thou must indeed go to fight these rebels, my lord.
And what part were you playing?
I was King Henry VIII's wife.
Which one?
No, not Henry VIII.
Because he had
Henry VIII Part 2 or something. It was a bit of a piss take from our house tutor. Judge who made us do it.
Was there anyone else playing a girl or was it just you?
No, just me. I got the biggest cheer, obviously. Because I also...
Did you wear a dress?
Yeah, but I made it into a mini skirt.
And how old were you when you were playing this role?
I think I was sixth form. I think I was 17 or something like that. I was bloody good.
Had you grown by then?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't have boobs though.
No, but I meant height-wise.
I think 17 was when I just started to grow.
Okay.
I could have... I mean, that was...
That could have launched a whole different life for you.
Cambridge lights, all
Do you
that.
not have, like, you know...
Agents were knocking at the time.
Yeah.
I just thought, no,
Let
I'm
someone
going
else
to
have
become a
an
landscape gardener.
Let someone else have that opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
No.
I could do anything.
Well, Charles Dance was already out there. And I thought, we don't
Did you
need...
even know who Charles
No
Dance was
idea.
when you were 17?
No idea.
No.
But, yeah, I could have been massive. Well, I am massive
Are you?
in certain areas.
Where?
Buttocks. I have got big bum.
Are you?
Well, yes.
Say that your head is probably...
Oblong, you can tell me off.
Oblong.
And then...
But I love that word, oblong.
But then
when
you,
you're a kid,
you just realised when we were walking in Kingston holding hands, you suddenly clocked why you can't hold my hand.
So...
Because I've got orangutan arms.
You are an orangutan with an oblong head.
Yes.
There we go. Put that on your CV.
That could be on my acting.
But when we were kids,
Yes.
shapes, it was an oblong. It wasn't a rectangle. We'd never heard of a bloody
I've
rectangle.
never heard of a rectangle.
But why do they call it an oblong? What's the difference between an oblong and a rectangle?
Susie, do you really need me to explain?
Yes, I do. Right now.
I'm not
No
because
researching.
you should know that.
Tell me.
A rectangle and an oblong.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know, don't we?
Come on.
I'm not going to, because I'm going to leave
Answers
this
on a
up.
postcard.
Everyone
everybody.
knows the difference between an oblong. Which one's 2D, which one's 3D?
Oblong and a rectangle.
Yeah, which one's 2D, which one's 3D?
I want you to explain what the difference between an oblong and a rectangle. But nobody uses the word oblong anymore.
I do.
Why don't they? Let's bring oblong back.
It does sound weird when you keep saying it.
Oblong. Oblong.
There's another one.
Dodecahedron?
Yes, no.
Rhomboid.
Rhomboid.
But that's a muscle.
No, it's a shape, you plonker.
Rhomboids?
Yes, because they're
I
called...
know, but
like
because
trapezius
of
is
that.
called trapezius.
Mm.
Penis.
Small.
Long.
Tiny things.
Oblong.
Tiny, insignificant
I
things.
don't know. They produce a lot of good
A
kids.
lot of nothings.
You were talking about pain thresholds for men and women, weren't you? And the difference, what men can, equivalent. But how many bones? I think that was a bit of an exaggeration. How many bones did you have to
20
break?
bones.
What? How do they know?
A bit of an exaggeration. How many children have you birthed?
Well, no, but I'm saying 20 bones. I mean, just breaking 3 or 4 bones would be horrible.
Depends which bones, obviously.
Penis.
There isn't one.
There is.
So this lovely man was calling it mansplaining just about the difference between... Nobody's ever put numbers on...
But how did they do this?
I can't remember all the details. I just want to know the numbers.
Oblong or rectangle?
The numbers make sense because people
they
go,
make
it's the
sense because
equivalent
it was-
of, it's the equivalent of, it's equivalent of, people go, the equivalent of what? So the equivalent of...
Breaking 20 bones,
20 bones was, I'm going to round it to 43.
Giving birth was...
No, 57. But there was also a pain threshold of where you would pass out was 48 or something. And then giving birth was 57. So it was basically just saying women are perceived as the weaker sex purely just because generally we are smaller build, less muscle, power, strength, whatever, and, just generally smaller. So we're seen as a weaker sex, but actually we give birth at 57 and then you've got to keep that thing alive and have no sleep for about a year, and your body's ripped to shreds, and you just crack on, basically. That stopped you, isn't it? Hey!
Remember Arnie had his
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, who used to come up with some very interesting quotes, but he did say that women are fatter and less muscle than men and got in a lot of trouble. But it is physiologically correct for reasons of childbirth.
Yeah, childbirth, bigger hips, all those things.
Yeah, but yes, Arnie. Don't know where that came from. But yes, pain threshold. I think long, prolonged pain men are not.
But I think women have been given the menstrual cycle from an early age.
Do you really think that's the reason to prepare them for birth?
No, but we're used to a monthly pain every month. Generally, if you have a regular cycle.
And then the husbands get it every day.
People have it more than others.
Yeah.
And, endometriosis is extreme pain. menstrual pain and horrific for many women. And, they also have those little TENS machines that they put onto people to simulate period pain.
Oh, yes.
Which I think is brilliant fun, and I need to get one.
Okay.
So you can put that on. And, most people, just standing, or, they try and make them do normal activities like washing up,
yes.
or like driving, or eating, or going to the gym, or whatever. And these poor men are just literally can't cope just standing there.
Absolutely.
So going back to your holding hands, you have extremely long arms.
Apparently. I haven't actually tested. I should test my
We
height.
only did this when we were in France at Easter, and you could touch something that Flynn couldn't
A
touch.
raft.
And there's only centimetre-ish between you. There's not
Well,
a
he
lot.
claims he's taller than me, but I could hang off the rafter without taking my feet off the floor,
Yeah.
and he couldn't reach the rafter.
No.
Very interesting.
And then we realised when you stood and you put your arms down by the side, your arms are almost at your knees because you're an orangutan.
So I should have been
And then
a
we were
swimmer
walking in
or
town. I was
basketball.
trying. Can you put your hands down now? It's
It's
safe.
quite nice.
Trying to hold. I couldn't remember obviously when we used to hold hands when we used to
What are you
love each other.
talking about?
What are you fucking talking about? All right.
We always hold hands, you cow.
Meaning, I hadn't really thought about it when we first met and we've been holding
When
hands.
we were dating, you were
I
too
just
horny.
thought I was
You
short.
were just horny.
Well, I had to hold my hand up because, I try and.
Can't hold it up. That would make it shorter.
What I meant was lift your hand up to meet mine.
Oh, I see.
Because otherwise it'd be like walking on like this, the one shoulder dipped to the floor. Anyway, if you could just shorten your arms, that'd be a lot easier for me.
Why don't you grow? It's possible.
I'd like to be taller. I've always wanted to be a bit taller. It's not going to happen though now, is it?
No.
Not unless I have
Surgery. Like that guy I was telling you about. That was amazing.
That's extreme.
Yeah. I think he would have been 5'6", had surgery,
Very tall.
and then we tested him for all sorts of. This was like decades later, and he had no balance. His proprioception was still affected.
And you didn't know because he hadn't
He
explained.
didn't want
why.
to tell anyone at first, and then we kept exposing this balance issue, like to the point of doing the VO2 on the treadmill, walking. I said, "Well, could you let go?" No.
How does he move around during the day?
He was very wealthy, so I think he got driven pretty much everywhere. But he still have to get out of the car and
He'd
walk
have to
to
walk down
restaurants.
some stairs from his bedroom to the.
He was just very unsteady on his feet because it just
Maybe he has a
affected his
lift. Maybe
balance.
there's a lift in his house.
Maybe, Susie.
Anyway,
Well, there we are.
enjoy the heat wave.
Well,
Stay cool if you can.
keep hydrated.
There's Hosepipe ban where we are as well, so
Yeah.
carry buckets of water and water your plants still.
Exactly.
Um,
I don't.
we're going to be taking a little break over the summer,
For August.
but we'll be back. So go back and listen to some of our other episodes if you haven't caught up yet, because there's loads of them.
Yes.
Loads of them, and they're brilliant.
Thank you, Susie.
Okay. Love you all. See you soon. Enjoy your summer.
Quiet bit.